just one quick example of the Indian Wars in the West, and that's going to be the Great Sioux Wars. Gold was found in the Dakotas. That's a middle section of the Northwest, and that led to a huge gold rush into that territory. And the federal government had set up some treaties with the Sioux, but the miners, in their exuberance to go and take all the gold and become wealthy, wanted that land, of course. And when the Sioux were complaining about this, and when the federal government noticed that miners were violating the treaties, they didn't send soldiers out to kick the miners off of the land. No. They sent the troops out there to defend the miners. That's going to lead to this Great Sioux War. And the turning point in the Great Sioux War was actually known as Custer's Last Stand, probably better called the Battle of Little Bighorn. Now, Custer was a reckless leader, and he thought that he had a band of Native American soldiers, warriors, trapped, and it turned out that he completely misunderestimated the number of warriors there, and they were led by Crazy Horse, who is this brilliant Native American tactician, and they're surrounded, and the 250 members of the cavalry unit are all going to be killed by Crazy Horse in this reckless attack by Custer. But when the United States sees this, they don't sympathetically look at the Native Americans. This is even under Grant, who is trying to be more progressive. No, Grant gives his Secretary of Defense, Sheridan, the ability to go and do whatever he wants, and they implement a policy of total war. You might remember this term from the Civil War. It's a little different here. They just go and annihilate. They drive the Sioux warriors back into the reservation, and even there they basically just choke them out. And eventually what's going to happen is that the Sioux are defeated because of this total war strategy and these massacres against the Native Americans by an overwhelming federal force. And that's going to lead to the selling of the Black Hills. These hills were sacred to the Sioux in the Dakotas. And, Teddy Roosevelt's just going to blow them up and put pictures of American presidents on there. So you wonder why they aren't all that happy with things like Mount Rushmore. Anyways, the Great Sioux War, an example of the Indian Wars during this age of westward expansion and westward migration.